Hello, welcome to another informative episode on White Davy Gardening and Worm Farm. A few weeks ago when I did my video on my worm bins that were frozen, I promised you that I would give you better lighting, and so that light that you see there was previously on that wall over there, and that light down there was behind the worm farm up there, so you could not see anything from it in the worm farm because it was behind the worm farm. So I have relocated those lights, so I have better lighting in here, but this area is where I maintain my worms, and because of that I still need a bit more lighting, because although I can see what I am doing, if I should do an in-depth video of what's in the worm bin for you to see clearly, then I do not have sufficient light. So I'm going to be installing one more light to help you to see what I am doing in here. So the main portion of this video, sorry it is a bit messy in here because I was busy trying to set up the heat vent for my greenhouse, so it is a bit messy. I haven't finished setting up the heating in here yet. Originally I wanted to run heat behind the drywall in the ceiling, but the amount of work that I would have to do is too much, and I would have to actually get rid of or remove the worm farm shelving. As you can see, it is pretty close to the ceiling, so there's no getting behind the drywall there. I would have to move this shelving, and it is the same thing for this one. This is attached to the wall and there is no space up there to run the duct, so I just decided to run it along the interior of the drywall. And the other reason why I choose to do it this way as opposed to running it behind the drywall is because behind the drywall some of the heat would be given off inside the ceiling, whereas I'd rather that heat be dissipating inside the garage, because this is about a third of the distance of the drywall, sorry, a third the width of the garage, so it is sending heat that way and it is giving off heat that way, so it is making more portions of the garage warmer. I am still not finished with this yet. This one is just to provide heat for my greenhouse, and at the same time, because it is so close to the worm farm, so it is giving off heat to the back of the worm farm. But I need to run another vent that is going to be going all the way down close to the ground, so that it will keep these lower bins cool, because keep them warm, because these lower bins are the ones that are getting frozen, especially the ones that are on this side, because that is the exterior side of the garage that you're looking at. So any worm bin that is on this side would be colder. So I have that left to do for this summer. I'm not going to be rushing because we won't be getting any severe temperatures in the -40s or 50. That period has already passed. Okay, so now I'm just going to be maintaining this worm bin. I like maintaining my worm bins. I don't really have a lot of work to do because I keep the bin fully fed. So when I come out to maintain my bins, for the most part, unless I am harvesting castings, all I have to do is aerate the bin and add moisture to it. One thing I regret about not using food scraps in these bins is that you don't get to see how many worms you have because they are scattered, the worms are scattered throughout the bin. When you feed them food scraps, then they tend to gather wherever the food scrap is, and then you can have an idea of how many worms you have in these bins. But that is okay. I will take this over having fruit flies and mice in my bins. So you have to give and take. Okay, so I'm just going to be covering up. This is how simple it is to maintain my worm bins for the most part, except for the fact that I have to be lifting them to take them down and maintain them and then put them back where they belong. But maintaining them is not really difficult, just time consuming. So I have one more goal for this worm farm, for this that I would like to get done before the next winter. So as you can see at the moment, my bins are just open, so mice and other things can get in there quite easily. So I want to put 1/4-inch mesh around the entire shelving, and I'm going to be doing that at the top of the shelving as well to ensure that it is mice proof. And as for fruit flies, I can always use window screen along with the 1/4-inch hardware cloth that I'm going to be using to wrap around this bin. So I already started the process, but I need to clear the lumber around there in order to finish attaching this. I'm not sure how I'm going to get to attach the mesh to the top of the bin because there is not much space there in order to get my tools in to attach it. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do that. I might have to take these out just for the top layer so that I can put a small drill in there to screw the mesh on and remove those two. But that is a project for sometime in the summer. So this is my update on what is going on in my worm farm. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, please give me a thumbs up. You can leave a comment in the section below. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and turn on your notification for more updates like these. Thank you so much for watching and have yourself a wonderful day.